Justice for Shanquella Robinson. Okay, so y'all remember Shanquella Robinson, right? The young woman, the black woman that went to Cabo, Mexico. And I have chills right now. The Cabo Six, they were unalived her and they set her up in Daejhanae Jackson.
FBI just say, hey, Daejhanae Jackson, come to the front of the room. The mic's all yours. Bring your fake name too. Amani Green or whatever you going by in Connecticut. Yeah, you attacking Shanquella Robinson, a woman who never even swung on you, who had done financed your whole trip.
Been a minute ago, she was extradited. Now she's gonna be in prison, probably working on a field somewhere. Yeah, because that's how they do their prisoners there. They don't let them just sit around and eat and do the kind of stuff they do, twiddle their thumbs and stuff.
Now, before I start this video, I want to say justice for Shanquella Robinson, R.I.P. I hope your soul is settled in peace. Your family can finally get the justice they deserve. What's good, bedtime bandits? It's your girl Brett, and I'm coming with that early morning afternoon tea. So you already know what you better do for your girl. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that post notification bell so you always know when I'm dropping a hot video. The first to comment on my video for a post notification shout out at the end of every video. I also do shout outs for members, CAs, and super chats. No obligations, but it really helps support the channel and keep me motivated. Shout out to all my bedtime bandits who support your girl in versatility, support all the videos on my channel. In breaking news, there were some more developments on the Shanquella case. At this point, it has been years, and the public is literally flabbergasted and frustrated, along with Shanquella's family, of course, with the way the whole investigation has been handled. And Shanquella's family is now suing for $100 million, alleging that the investigation was not handled properly. Now, one of the 6 from the Cabo Six apparently being called to be extradited to Mexico. And apparently, since the incident, the defendants have all been chilling in the U.S. with no legal obligations whatsoever. Apparently, one of them changed their name to Amani Green. But before I pour y'all up a hot cup of steaming hot tea, please make sure to take a moment of silence for Shanquella and her family. Smash that like button for me. All segments in this video does fall under fair use for commentary purposes. However, I will be sure to leave the names of the TikTokers visible so that you may go follow their channel and keep up with the updates.
Yo, oh my god, y'all, have chills. Okay, so y'all remember Shanquella Robinson, right? The young woman, the black woman that went to Cabo, Mexico. And I have chills right now. The Cabo Six, they were unalived her and they set her up in Daejhanae Jackson. Thought she got away with it. Mexico wants her back. Yup. They want her extradited to Mexico to serve a sentence for the unaliving of Shanquella Robinson. And they have enough evidence to cause her to be in there for a very long time. In Mexican prison, if you know Mexican prison, it's nothing like American prison. It makes American prison look like a cakewalk. They want her there. As they should. Justice for Shanquella Robinson. And honestly, it shouldn't even took this long. Shanquella Robinson is going to be receiving justice. Like, it's been so long, but now she's going to be in prison, probably working on a field somewhere. Yeah, because that's how they do their prisoners there. They don't let them just sit around and eat and do the kind of stuff they do, twiddle their thumbs and stuff like that until their sentence is over. No, she's going to be working. Yeah, she better pray she survives in there, because she thought she got away with it. And from what I heard, they just went on to live with their lives. Now we just need the other 5.
Exactly. But heaven couldn't wait for you.
FBI just say, hey, Daejhanae Jackson, come to the front of the room. The mic's all yours. Bring your fake name too. Amani Green or whatever you going by in Connecticut. Yeah, right. Bring her too. Thought by changing your name and hiding out in Connecticut that was gonna save you after we all saw the video of you attacking Shanquella Robinson.
And one of her eyes was swollen and bruised. These weren't the kind of injuries that just happened by accident. Disturbing video surfaced online and it completely shattered whatever lies they had been trying to sell. The footage showed Shanquella being viciously attacked by one of the very people she had traveled with, Daejhanae Jackson. To call it a fight would be completely inaccurate because a fight suggests that both people were engaging, but that wasn't what was happening here. Shanquella wasn't fighting back. She wasn't throwing punches or defending herself.
I don't know about y'all, just let me know in the comments below, but that part really shattered my heart. Imagine leaving the country with people you thought you trusted. Getting into it with your friends and family is already bad enough on vacation. To have one of them fight you, you're clearly defenseless and out of it, and to have spectators who claim to be your friend just observe it, like how were their hearts not torn to pieces? Now obviously I'm not going to show the footage here because it is really sensitive. We want to remain respectful to the family. However, the video is public and online for anybody who wants to view, but just be prepared. It is not for the faint of heart.
A woman who never even swung on you, who had done financed your whole trip. You broke. Oh my God. You left her lifeless in that villa. Y'all had rented that villa. Y'all acted like y'all was her friends. Then had the nerve to fly back like it was business as usual.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Y'all didn't call for help. Y'all didn't call her mama. Y'all just called for transportation to the airport. Then had the audacity to move like the internet had done forgot. Nah, honey, we ain't forgot. And the FBI ain't forgot either. So I hope you speak of the Espanol. And I hope when these court documents drop that it says that you're getting extradited back to Mexico. Yeah, you're going back to Mexico. Honestly, I hope you spend the rest of your natural days in a Mexican prison.
Yes, definitely.
With no lace glue, no Wi-Fi, nothing but concrete and regret. And the rest of the Cabo 6 crew out there talking about it wasn't me. Y'all seen who done it. Y'all seen the video. Okay, cool. Guess what? Y'all watched. Y'all was silent. Y'all left her there. Y'all just as guilty. I hope they spin the block and come and get y'all too. Y'all are gonna ride. Y'all are gonna ride. So again, Daejhanae, Miss Jackson, Amani, Miss Green, whatever you going by, baby, come on to the front of the room. We got some handcuffs for you. It's past time to catch up on this. Her family been grieving. People been praying. And guess what? Justice is about to be served on a hot plate.
I'll shout out to those two ladies for spreading awareness. And please do not see the added memes or comedy as disrespect. The more entertaining and engaging the video is, the more likely it is to gain awareness to the situation. And unfortunately, it seems like to get anything done properly in America, it takes awareness from everybody in America. Or at least that's the attempt. To even get to this point, Shanquella's family and the help of the public have had to protest and sue just to get the proper details on what happened to Shanquella. And even though most people seem to be happy about the fact that she is being extradited, Shanquella's family is calling for the complete opposite, mainly because of the difference in legal systems from the US to Mexico, and the fact that it will put a financial burden on them who have to fly back and forth from Mexico for legal proceedings. Now, the Cabo 6 has requested that the case be dismissed on the grounds that it happened in Mexico. This article states, the key issue debated in Wednesday's hearing was whether the case should be tried in the United States, where all 6 defendants now live, or in Mexico, where the fatal incident occurred. Attorneys for multiple defendants have filed motions to dismiss the case. Those attorneys argue that the case should be handled in Mexico, which they claim is the proper jurisdiction for the case. Sue Ann Robinson, the attorney for Shanquella Robinson's family, claims that the U.S. is actually the appropriate venue for the case. She argues that a United States citizen should not be allowed to go overseas, harm another U.S. citizen, and come back to the United States and essentially say that they're off base, that they're not going to be held liable, Sue Ann Robinson said outside the courthouse. Sue Ann Robinson added that forcing the family to litigate in Mexico would be an unreasonable burden, noting the significant costs, language barriers, and differences in the legal system. Now, y'all let me know in the comments below what y'all feel about this part of the video. Now, in my opinion, and this is not fact, it seems like the defendants want the case to be handled in Mexico, thinking that their U.S. lawyers may be able to defend them better in Mexico, offer Shanquella's family a disadvantage in being able to show up for court proceedings. However, I agree with Shanquella Robinson's family and lawyers. The Mexico government failed Shanquella and her family. In my opinion, the only way to ensure actual justice is to have the government handle it properly.
I've been into that I don't know where the streets fuck.
They, what the old said, they crew.
The one that's like mediocre is in my check-ins.
Warrant was issued, though the suspect's name remains sealed. Just one of hundreds of pages redacted or removed from the public's view.
So what was on the pages? No one in this world who got kids and daughters will want this done to their child. and have to deal with just not knowing what happened and why it happened.
Robinson's mother, Miss Robinson, sorry I don't want to say her name incorrectly, filed a lawsuit against the Cabo Six, the FBI, and the U.S. Department of State in April. The suit seeks $100 million in damages and accuses the federal agencies of negligence in their handling of the investigation into her daughter's decease. Attorneys representing the federal government argue in court for the lawsuit to be dismissed. A separate wrongful lawsuit was filed in October 2024 against the 6 individuals who accompanied Robinson to Mexico, alleging that Daejhanae Jackson physically attacked Robinson while others recorded the suit seeks damages for wrongful battery, negligence, conspiracy, and emotional distress. 4 of the defendants, Alice Hyatt, Winter Donovan, Malik Dyer, and most recently Khalil Cook, have filed motions to dismiss, arguing the case should be tried in Mexico rather than North Carolina. Jackson recently changed her name to Imani Green and responded legally for the first time in a May 28 filing, requesting more time to give a response, as though they all haven't had enough time to be walking around scot-free while Shanquella's Robinson's family suffered. Justice for Shanquella Robinson. Because why were all those pages redacted from the initial document? What was Mexico hiding? How could her family be expected to trust Mexico after their initial handlings in the case? Clearly, purposely and unlawfully redacted information.
Morning after they arrived in Cabo, things took a turn that no one would have expected, at least not from the outside looking in. Shanquella's so-called best friend Khalil Cook was the first to reach out to her mother. He called to say that Shanquella wasn't feeling well and claimed that she was suffering from alcohol poisoning. And from the way he described it, it sounded like she was just dealing with a bad hangover, something that wasn't exactly uncommon during a vacation with friends. Her mother didn't think too much of it at the time. After all, they were in Mexico, likely drinking and having fun, and Khalil has been a trusted family friend for over years, so there was no reason to question what he was saying, at least not yet. The supposedly minor health issue had turned into a full-blown emergency. Despite their efforts, the medics were unable to revive her, missing any mention of alcohol. The official cause admitted as severe spinal cord injury and atlas luxation, which is a serious instability or dislocation where the skull meets the first vertebrae in the neck. To go further, it means that she basically dislocated top bones in her spine. Now, this condition can either be hereditary or as a result of physical injury, and given that Shanquella has never had this condition, we can conclude that she got it from physical injuries. So, well, not on her head, her lip was busted, and one of her eyes was swollen and bruised. Broke. A disturbing video surfaced online, and it completely shattered whatever lies they had been trying to sell. The footage showed Shanquella being viciously attacked by one of the very people she had traveled with, Daejhanae Jackson.
That was a quick overview for some of you who may not be familiar with the Shanquella story. And a huge shout out to all the channels featured in this video who are spreading awareness in the case of justice for Shanquella Robinson. Now let me know in the comments below if you would like updates to this video. Make sure you smash that like button for your girl. Don't be stingy with them likes. Subscribe to the channel and turn on your post notification bell so you don't miss any updates. Wishing everybody who viewed this video, as well as Shanquella Robinson's family, positive energy, love, and lighter hearts. Love y'all. Peace.